second thing that I'd like to mention is that, General Alexander, first of all, I thank you for making the trip that you made out. And just real briefly, kind of tell me what you found out during your visit to Tulsa University.
Thank you, Senator. First, there's two things. I am really impressed with the way the American people, especially in Tulsa, have come together to help fund that university and the young folks that go there. And from my perspective, one of the key things, and I should have thought about this earlier, that Tulsa University is doing is in the information assurance area, coming up with better ways to defend networks. And when you think about that, that's exactly what we're talking about on the resilience side. So when you look at what those young people do, they find problems in networks. They showed us some in the SCADA system and others that if we now made some slight changes, I think those changes and upgrades in the security of those networks would make them more secure. So what I found was tremendous young people doing great things, some of whom we've hired, and we continue to hire from Tulsa and other universities throughout the country that are doing programs like that in the information assurance area. So thank you.
Well, I thank you for going out. One of the things that we do have, that you probably witnessed, was the community support behind the program, behind the university. So anyway, it's a good program.
Report by the U.S. government agency, the Office of the National Counterintelligence Executive, names China and Russia as stealing technology and financial information from U.S. companies to fast-track their own economic development. It's a clean break from previous reports that have shied away from naming specific perpetrators. The reports say cyber espionage has overtaken other more traditional forms of espionage because it allows massive amounts of data to be stolen with minimal risk of recovery.
We should try and treat this like a sort of terrorist operation with an aeroplane. Allegorically speaking, we've got a 747 over London full of fuel and 450 people on board and a pile of terrorists. And we've got to try and get the aeroplane down on the ground into the corner of the airfield.
So you knew right away when you were told that important parts of your
that we've got a big problem.
Yeah, not only that you had a problem, but that there was something wrong. It wasn't a question of business deals going wrong. Why was that?
That's right.
Why were you so sure that it wasn't just a question?
Because it's not possible that that position could be presented to me by virtue of the structures.
Well, by the way the companies have been trading, you couldn't...
Trading, more importantly, the way the structures have been put in place, as far as the best of my knowledge and belief, vis-a-vis the trust and the companies underlying that trust, whether it's the Scottish companies, the Irish companies, the American companies, with the Australian companies, the architectural control systems.
I can feel the adrenaline sort of pumping through when I think back to some of the things that I, many others, were required to do.
Well, there have been other times in my life where I have been involved in death, yes. But I can't talk about that.
Ici, Londres. Les Français parlent au français.
All the diplomats are spies. All of them.
You mean there are Secret Service operatives inside British embassies?
Well, he said, before you do anything, will you please sign the Official Secrets Act? So he produced a piece of paper and I signed it. He said, well, I can now tell you that you have joined His Majesty's Secret Service.
They said that you have no choice, Mr. Lubimov. Either your career is over or you work for us.